Israel is developing the Iron Beam, the laser that intercepts and destroys drones. Zionist is giving itself additional anti-aircraft cover with the futuristic Iron Beam, a laser system capable of intercepting and destroying drones. But we will have to wait a year to see it in action, explained Eyal Zamir, Director General of the Israeli Ministry of Defense, who has just signed a €494 million contract with Rafael and Elbit, the main Israeli companies that deal with industrial military production. The agreement, already planned for some time, has been anticipated to give a further response to the continuous drone attacks by Hezbollah, Houthis, and Iran itself. Production, the ministry says, will increase significantly in order to deliver the laser systems on time, to fill Israel's defensive deficiencies. The Iron Beam, according to Haaretz, was designed to work in concert with other systems such as the Iron Dome. Its main use would be against attacks by unmanned aircraft from Lebanon, which have increased in recent months, and which have highlighted some shortcomings in Israeli air defense systems. Su-34 fighter shot down by Kiev with a NATO F16. Sources close to Moscow confirm Putin's new blow to the Air Force, the second coup scored by Kiev in less than a month. Although still to be confirmed, according to reports from Russian military bloggers and aviation sources, a Russian Su-34 fighter bomber was shot down by Ukraine under mysterious circumstances early this morning by an F-16, obviously from NATO. This would be the second downing of a Moscow jet after the one that took place on October 12th. Russian sources close to the Air Force, including Ilya Tumanov, administrator of the Telegram channel Fighter Bomber, believe that the crew on board the warplane did not survive. The news was in fact accompanied by a message of condolence for the fallen pilots. Eternal memory, brothers. While there has been no official confirmation or denial from Russia or Ukraine regarding the nature of today's incident, some sources attribute the latest downing to a commitment to a Ukrainian F-16 supplied by NATO forces. Russia, the threat to NATO, and Poland builds the East Shield on the border between Belarus and Kaliningrad. Excavators starting work on the East Shield in Poland, photo shared by the Polish Prime Minister on X social, Facebook, etc. Poland has begun building fortifications along the border it shares with Russia, as tensions due to the war in Ukraine rise. The construction of the East Shield has begun. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk said on Thursday in a post on X, formerly Twitter. It is, as Newsweek explains, a comprehensive national defense initiative launched by Poland in May 2024 to strengthen its eastern borders with Belarus and the Russian enclave of Kaliningrad. The program represents one of the most significant investments in national security in its post-war history, with the Polish government receiving approximately $2.5 billion for its implementation. We are doing this to deter the enemy so that all those who wish Poland harm, all those who plan an attack, an aggression against our allies or against our country, listen here today from Krakow's Market Square. Stay away from Poland. Tusk announced in May during an event that marked the launch of the initiative. Poland is strong. Poland will be safe thanks to its actions and thanks to its allies, he added. U.S. nuclear bomber in flight. Here is the air exercise with Seoul and Tokyo. South Korea, Japan, and the United States conducted a joint air exercise with a nuclear-capable bomber this morning, November 4th, 2024. This was stated by Seoul's army. The exercise took place 3 days after Pyongyang launched one of its most powerful and advanced solid-fuel intercontinental ballistic missiles, which experts say could reach targets in the continental United States. The exercise mobilized the U.S. B-1B nuclear bomber, South Korea's F-15K and KF-16 fighter jets, and Japan's F-2 jets, Seoul's military said. The reason why North Korean troops in Ukraine are a problem for China. Seoul argues that Pyongyang-Moscow military cooperation is illegal and poses a danger to the world, and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte said that the deployment represents a significant escalation in North Korea's involvement in the illegal war against Russia, another violation of UN Security Council resolutions, and a dangerous expansion of the conflict. Meanwhile, Beijing pretends to ignore the issue. The official press has not reported any news of the presence of North Korean soldiers in combat in the Russian ranks, and Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Jian said he was not aware of the facts. Lin, as he had done last Friday, stressed at a press conference that China's position on the crisis in Ukraine is clear and consistent, and expressed hope that all parties will promote a reduction in tension and commit to a political solution. Why North Korean troops in Ukraine are a problem for China? This response is expected. On the one hand, because China does not like to comment on the internal affairs of other countries. On the other hand, because it is not interested in being involved in a war. Liu Dongshu, professor of international relations at the City University of Hong Kong, told EFE, according to whom Pyongyang decided to distance itself from China, since it needed a new ally, such as Russian President Vladimir Putin. Relations between China and North Korea are not at their best, and it would not be surprising if they continued to deteriorate after the troops were sent in, he points out. China is still the main strategic and commercial partner of North Korea, a country with which it shares a border of over 1,400 kilometers. But in recent years, it is believed that bilateral relations have cooled, coinciding precisely with the strong rapprochement between Pyongyang and Moscow.